Hello, Widowmaker here again, making another video for the Lord of the Rings adventure card game. Tonight I'm going to be taking on the fourth quest, so the second to last quest in the Shadows Reach campaign called We Must Away. Taking it on adventure as normal, using my modified starting deck, which I've been building up upon. Now you might notice I once again have not spent any fellowship since my last playthrough. I'm pretty happy with where this deck is sitting. There are some other cards that I could get that are quite useful. There are other spirit cards as well that I could get which would be useful. I'm actually going to save them up because what I want to do is I want to use some of that fellowship to do some things on this account later, but I don't think I actually need to add any new cards to this deck. So you'll see I haven't played through this one at all. I'll get a timely rescue should I complete it successfully. So off we go, and we'll see how we go. Alright, so this is another one, much like the second quest. There's a really nasty board start for you. Particularly there's this 3/1 giant slug. So it heals itself whenever it attacks, and it has counter, which means that whenever I attack it, I'll take 1 damage as well, unless I have ambush. Or ranged, I think. I'm pretty sure ranged as well. So given the number of enemies on the board, I probably want to stick with lower cost allies. Oh, I remember talking about that last time. I was thinking about taking that Athelian Lookout out of the deck. But I might ship. I might. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. So the other thing that he's got is that he has revenge +2 threat, which can be pretty nasty here. So this is a another one of those locations you've got to be a little bit careful on. I might just quickly drop my audio down just a shade so I'm not annoying myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to play through this location pretty carefully, I think, because I'll show you why. So this particular threat event is just awful during this quest. So it's not a location specific one, so we can't avoid it. And it's only 5 turns away, or 5 threat increases away, which if you think about it isn't that much. When I kill the slug, it's going to be another 2. So what it'll do is it'll restore every enemy to full health, and if it doesn't restore any health at all, it'll summon 2 random enemies. And the number of times that I've played this quest and just been on autopilot and had my threat go up past 35 on the turn that I've traveled, it's not so great. So you end up starting the second location with 2 additional enemies on the board, so just be super careful about your threat in this first location, because it will do a real number of you. A real number on you, I should say. So I have a location-specific fate event, which lets me exhaust the giant slug, which could be handy for a turn. So there's granting block. That'll essentially give me 3 resources, which could be useful. And then there's a heal. So I'm going to do something really radical here, and I'm not going to play my Record Keeper on the first turn. What I will do is I'm going to take out this Muck Adder before it gets an opportunity to attack. Ouch. That hurt. Yeah, so I don't really want to kill this bats because it's just going to generate another bad guy for him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my guard to the Citadel. And the reason why I dropped him is that he's going to be able to take 3 attacks for me. So tempted to drop my Miner just to see what the next enemy he plays is. I may see what he goes. Okay, that's all right. That's okay. That's okay. I can live with that. I mean, I don't want it to trigger, but it could be worse. So I definitely want to get this so I can use that next round. I just wonder whether or not it's worth losing the top 3 cards in my deck. Because I'm only drawing 1 card around mostly, I don't usually get through my whole 30 cards, so it's probably not so bad losing 3. What I'm mindful of doing though is using my miner's power and then him playing something that I'll have to kill, but I might just do it anyway. I might take the chance. Alright, so Sauron passes, so that's okay. So what I could do here is I could clear this with Aowen. I could ready up with Aragorn. And Fate up. Do I do that? Yeah, I suppose. So that'll let me use this Fate event at the start of next turn. And then I will... So do I crash into... Kill one of these dudes? So killing him will summon another 1/1. So I think... Yeah, I might as well. So he won't attack this round because Sauron's already passed. So I'm going to pass. And what I'll probably do next round is, because I'll heal up my guard at the Citadel, and I'll tap the slug down. Okay, so that's not good. So first thing I have to do, I'm going to use this to tap him. So that's good. And then I might kill him off. So this will put me in a reasonable position. I've got some board control here. The problem is I haven't drawn drawn a Gandalf, I should say, and it's the only threat reduction I've got, and that means that I am going to struggle to get this to trigger before I have to travel. Sorry, I basically need to get a. I need to. Sorry, let me do that. I need to kill the slug before I hit 32 threat, because then it'll trigger this threat event at the start of next turn. And I'm probably not going to be able to do that. So what that means is I probably need to hang around here, maybe. Look, first things first, let's just get a record keeper out. Let's see if I can get a Gandalf maybe. Alright, I'm going to start putting some damage on him. No, so he's... None of that's massively useful to me. Okay, so that's not going to trigger really ever on me, so do 2 damage. No, it's not really going to be worth it. I might as well just fade up with these guys. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to not use Aragorn's ability and not play any other cards, because on the off chance that I draw a Gandalf in my next card draw, because I'll have 2 courtesy of my record keeper, I'll be able to keep my threat down and then potentially kill him and travel to the next location and actually get a turn there before bad stuff happens to me. So I'll just end the phase here, I think. My poor old guard of the Citadel, the reason why I didn't attack him is because he's got counter, which means it would have killed him. I don't want to do that. Okay, well that's nice, but neither of those things are Gandalf. So I suppose I'll just have to do this way. Yep, so he kills him off and he healed him up 1, which was, you know, super nice. I'm going to play my axe hand here, I think. See if I draw out one of these. Yep, so Pursued by Shadow exhausts the next ally that enters play. That's okay. Alright, that's not so great, so I might actually clear that one with Awen, because I don't really want to take damage every time I play a card. So the good thing about this is that Aragorn has got, because he's got his power and he's got block, it means I can attack this dude twice. Aragorn doesn't actually take any damage there. I might just, I'll let this go through. Healing 2 to each hero would be nice. I'll just pick him off. I want to see if he can play another enemy that I can wound. That is interesting. That is interesting indeed. So, I can't wound him. Can I? So what I'm trying to do here is I want to put 1 damage on this guy so that when this triggers, it doesn't summon 2 new bad guys. And I can't do that and still kill him, because I could block up with him, which would kill him, but then the Bat Swarm, yeah, it's not going to work. That's just not going to work, which is unfortunate. Actually, could it? It could work. Aha, here we go. So I'll take those 3 resources and I'm going to do something really crazy here, and I'm actually going to block up with him. The reason why I'm going to guard with my Ziggle Miner and throw him under the bus is because I want to trigger this threat event and restore all my enemies to full health, which what that's going to mean is I'm going to take that dude back up to 2 health. And that is fine by me. I will have to take a bit of a threat hit by staying here for a round, which I'm happy to do. So I'm going to play this. So Sauron passes. Ouch. Ouch. Alright. So now I get Looming Threat, okay, but I don't want to travel this round. And this is exactly what I was talking about just before, is that I really don't want to, I really want to play that on anything. I don't want to travel and take this threat event at the start of the next turn, so I'm going to stay here and take the extra Looming Threat at the end of the round. Okay, so what that's going to do, that's going to heal 1 damage. That's a lot better than it, either dropping 2 bad guys or fully healing up the giant slug. Both of those options would have sucked. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Bjorn would have been nice to set up for blocking. So what I'm going to do here is, because I don't want to have to deal with the second bat, I'm actually just going to guard, I should say. I use those words interchangeably, and I shouldn't. So I could have blocked with the Veteran Axe Hand, but then it would have killed him. I don't really want him to die. I'm going to play Bjorn though. Haven't had a chance to play him yet, so cool. So Bjorn's really cool in that he gets attack for every point of damage that he's taken. He can't take any attachments though, so no self-preservation or weapons or anything like that. But he's really good. He's a good target for lock shields, because you can see he buffs himself, and when you've got Arwen on the table, you can usually keep him up pretty well. So on that, what I'm going to do is I might just block up with Aragorn here. Or will I? No, I might block up with Gimli. Guard, I should say. Alright. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't guard up with Aragorn, is playing something like that. He wouldn't have attacked. I would have had to use Gimli anyway, but this way he will crash into him. So what that allows me to do is just fill up my fate meter before travelling at the end of this round, which is all I really wanted to do anyway. I might chuck self-preservation on Gimli, and I'm going to guard up with my axe hand because I'm not 100%, can't remember what the next location is. I'm going to travel this time. Now I'm going to take 2 thread at the end of this turn, so I'll end up at 37. But what I'm hoping is my Airborne Record Keeper, he's going to help me drill into my deck and get my Gandalf out. So I've got 2 Gandalfs, so hopefully I'll be able to get one before bad stuff happens. So this one I just have to survive for 4 rounds as I fight our way across the hall to the far door. So this is an interesting type of objective because it's locked and it's timed, which means I can't interact with it at all. So even some of those spirit cards will let you place remove progress from quests and objectives that don't work here. So yeah, there's doesn't work, can't do it. I basically just have to stay here for 4 turns. And that's not so great when you think about it, because I actually have there's a location-specific threat event here that summons a named orc named Uftak, who's really quite nasty. I do have a fate event that lets me put a progress on it though, but I'll still almost certainly hit that. So what have we got here? We've got, so I don't have any range, so I can't get around this guard, and he's buffed by this dude. So that's not the greatest. But what I can do, I will be taking that hit anyway, so maybe this is a good round to give everyone block. So I'll do that. So what this will do is means that all my guys will just take 1 less damage when they get attacked this round. Sorry, not just when they get attacked, but when they also attack others. So I might do that, and then I'll just fade up with Record Keeper to stall for a turn. I mentioned in my last video, Record Keeper's a really good ally to just stall for a turn, because his willpower as a rule is not high enough to clear objectives anyway. So you're just like, we'll just chuck you under the bus, so to speak. I might, I don't want to block up with him. Take the 2, so just kind of buff Bjorn. I want to get a little bit of damage on him, so that he gets more buff. Okay. Well, I'm going to block up with Gimli. So he's only got 1 resource left, so I should be okay here, I'm hoping. I hoped incorrectly, so I will take the opportunity to knock him off before he gets to attack. And I do have the chance to use Aragorn's power twice, so what I will do is I will kill that guy, and that would debuff all the dudes. And then I'll kill the guard. Usually want to kill the guard whenever you get a chance. And I'll be able to pick him off at the start of next round. So I think that went quite well. I am going to use this location-specific event to just knock that down. And then I will end the phase. So this objective summons 1 random orc as well. So that's, I wasn't paying attention to that. So that's unfortunate, but that should be okay. Well, Raymond, is not going to be super useful on Aragorn since he's already got block anyway. So getting that on Gimli might be a good idea. But that being said, I probably should just take this first chance I've got to pick off that orc. I couldn't really do anything against this guy anyway because he had range, so he was always just going to come in and do a number on me somewhere. I'll put Raymond on Gimli. So he's now got block and self-preservation on him, so that's quite reasonable. I'm going to block with Bjorn again. Take that extra 2 damage, so he'll have a 6 attack now, and he's still, you know, reasonably healthy. Next turn I am going to get an Ulftak on the board, so that's kind of what I'm playing towards here, as far as making sure I've got a reasonably sized dude on the table with which to deal with him. I don't really need the threat at the fate this turn, so I'll just go in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to block with both Gimli and Aragorn, because I know Ulftak's going to come out, and I know I'm going to take another bad guy there. So I'm, you know, hopefully what I'm going to be able to do is get Bjorn to kill something, and then one of these dudes will just take the hit. No, that's okay. I can live with that. So that's fine. I'll heal up. Oh, that's good. Alright, cool. So the other thing I've got to be careful of is at the end of next threat event is going to summon a river troll, who's not as bad as Ulftak. But the other thing you remember, if you notice where those, because remember location-specific threat events, they are at a set amount above where you travelled in. So you could actually have had Ulftak and the river troll arrive at the same time, and that is not great. That is a pretty bad day for you. So Ulftak's going to crash into one of my characters that have block, so that's fine by me. And then Gimli is then going to turn around and seek justice. That's fine. I'll just pick him off. Alright, so I'll use Bjorn to pick him off before he gets a chance to attack. Sauron passes. Aragorn didn't even act this round. Nothing useful in my hand. Well, there's plenty useful in my hand, that's a lie. Nothing immediately useful to me though. Alright, so I'm going to get the river troll as well this round, which is why I didn't remove the didn't remove the block off Aragorn, because I thought I might still need it. It's a shame that the card that came out had guard though, because I was hoping I was going to be able to kill the river troll before he gets to attack, but it's unlikely I'll be able to do that this time. So I could use Forest Snare on River Troll, but I'm in such a position at the moment that I probably don't need to. So that's okay. The problem is my fate is actually full, so there's not much I can do. I don't really want to crash into him if I don't have to. So what I'll do... Have I got anything I can really do? I'm wondering whether or not I'd get rid of my... Because I've already hit 40 now, so I could probably drop my threat by 3 playing this. But it's probably better to do that after I travel, but then I'll lose the board slot, if you know what I mean. So I might actually do Gandalf this turn, in which case I'll look at who I'm going to get rid of and I'll block up with him. So I'm probably going to ditch the Axe Hand, so I'll block with him. Okay, that's fine. So what I'll do is I'll use my Orcish medicine, which will just heal my dudes up a little bit. And what that'll let me do is fade up for another bit of stalling. So I'll play Gandalf, ditching my axe hand, and I'll reduce my threat. So look, ideally I probably wanted to do that at the start of my next turn, because what that would have done is if I had any location specific threat events, it would have adjusted. So it's gonna, it would take into account the threat event that I had when I traveled. But here we are. So this guy's really interesting. So he's got a revenge of +1 threat, summon 1 East Bite Patrol and 1 Raging Goblin. So he's actually not as dangerous as he is if you kill him. So this is one of these really rare locations where I'm going to block, I'm going to guard up with Arwen, because Arwen's the only character I have that's only got 1. I could have just let him crash in as well, but that was a good example of avoiding things. So none of these guys have got pursuit. So if I'm just going to travel, nothing actually matters here much. So what I'll do is I'll fade up with my lookout and just see if I can get Sauron to spend some more of his resources. Oh, look at that. He just made Bjorn even better. Not that that's not that I should be looking to take damage with him. So I'll be looking to play Erkenbrand at the start of next turn. Alright, cool. So he's done that. Really, there's nothing else for these guys to do, so I might as well just... I probably could have and should have blocked with Gimli there. That was a mistake. That was a really silly thing to do. There was no real reason for me to do that. See, and that's what happens when you don't pay attention to what you're doing. So he's already passed, so that's okay, but I kind of just took an extra, so I took an extra, so when I killed the other dude, I took an extra threat, which I didn't need to take, and when he came into play, dealt damage to a random hero, which from memory, from what I could see, it looked like it was, Aragorn, who has blocks, so it's irrelevant. So, look, anyway, I'm a goose. That's okay. We all make mistakes. I'm going to travel now anyway. What? Oh my goodness. Oh man, I'm going to have to watch this video again because I swore he passed. I don't know why you get attacked there. But it's okay, guys. We're gonna soldier on. We just lost a 7 attack Bjorn right before the end of the final location. So that was a silly thing to do. But I do happen to have 2 Erkenbrands in hand, so I'm going to put him down onto the board. There are no location-specific fate events, so this would have been a really good opportunity to have Bjorn in play right now. I can free the prisoner, which is the last. Forest Protector is really good. I talked about him in my part 0 of this series, where I said if you're playing Spirit and you weren't playing Leadership, Forest Protector is a really good ally because it's one of the very few other characters that have Guard. But what I'm going to do here, is I might Forest Snare this guy just for kicks, mostly. That's fine. I don't mind if you want to crash in there. So I've got to get Smeagol down to 2 or fewer health. So drive off Smeagol and save Bilbo is the final encounter here. So I have to take Smeagol down to 2 health or fewer. So I just need to do another 3 damage to him, which I can do with Aragorn. And what that will do is this will unlock this location here. So this had a restriction, so it had a condition that says I couldn't do it while Smeagol was in play. So I've cleared that. This other thing, Uftak smashes the gate. This is a time thing. When this game first got released into early access, this was, I think it was called Guard the Gate or something like that. So it wasn't really very clear, and it wasn't locked. So locked in time didn't exist. So what happened was, like, players would play and they were like, "Oh, I'm going to clear this hazard," and then they'd clear the hazard, and then it would summon Uftak. So they'd essentially break the door down. They opened the door for Uftak to then come and kill it. They've since renamed it so that it's really clear what it does, and they added in the locked and timed keyword, which means you couldn't just go in and accidentally interact with the objective. I think it was a bit of a rite of passage. Hey, I think everyone had made that mistake at some stage and went, "Oh yeah, whoops." I don't have a. It's unfortunate. I don't have a. If I had another resource or something, I could have finished that this round. Of course, the dude that the Uftak smashes the gate summons has got guard. It's Murphy's Law. I like you. I want you to survive. Alright, well, I'll be able to do it this round. So, let's just do this for fun. I'm just playing around now. Hey! So the reason why I'm kind of delaying is I want Gimli to kill some dudes. He's not going to do that though, unfortunately. I want Gimli to get kills on unwounded enemies, so that hopefully I can get his hero award. Yeah. I'll put that down. I'll definitely be able to finish this round. I'm just seeing if I can get something shiny. Oh, you're a pain in the butt, aren't you? Alright, that'll be fine, because he'll crash into him. So I'll just fade up with him. Because he'll crash into... Oh, he won't crash into Gimli. That's right. Oh, maybe he will now. No, he won't now. He still hasn't got to attack. That's the problem with giving your cards, giving your characters block, is that these chaps with one attack won't crash into them because they're jerks. I'll just do that, I suppose. Alright, fine. I'll just finish. You can hang around if you like, silly bird. So there we go, guys. That is the second to last quest in Shadow's Reach. As expected, I'll get 1500 fellowship here, and the quest reward, which is Timely Rescue, which is of absolutely no value to me at the present. I keep getting cards that are situationally useful, but not in my current deck. So, oh look, you can complete it without encountering Uftak. You'd need to have some threat reduction or something like that. Traveling from the pit with every hero at full health would be hard to do. But still got an extra 600 points there, 600 fellowship points. So yeah, again, another, 21, 36, 3600 fellowship points. So I'm, rapidly getting a lot of fellowship here. So there you go, guys. Join me again next time round where we will do Down the Anduin, where we will see how far we can, see if we can finish this campaign off. Thanks for stopping by, guys. See you next time.